Hey everyone, welcome back. This is Dan from DHTV, and today I have a camera that I'm really excited to check out and share with you. It's called the Seabird, and it's a 4K sports action camera. So if you're looking for an alternative to the GoPro that's not going to break the bank, this might be the camera for you. Let's get started. So this right here is the Seabird 4K action camera, and it's currently available on Indiegogo for under $100. So if you want to check it out or pick one up for yourself, there's a link in the description. Now, as you can see from the top of the box, I have the orange version of the Seabird, but it also comes in a green, blue, or black color. You can also see that the branding for the 4K and HDR is definitely a huge selling feature for this action camera. On the bottom of the box is the specifications and the details, which I'll be showing off in just a little bit. Opening up the box, it looks like they've included a 16GB micro SD card, which is a very nice touch. I actually didn't know that was included, so I picked up this 64GB card with an adapter. I'll link it in the description as well. Just make sure that if you plan to upgrade your card, you're going to need a U3 or better. Next is the camera itself in orange, and it looks like the battery is underneath, and this is a 1050 milliamp hour battery. Underneath we have a micro USB cable to charge and transfer files, and lastly the instruction manual, which might be useful as this little camera is packing a lot of features. Taking a look around the Seabird, you'll notice it's made of a textured hard plastic. On the front is the power or mode button and the lens, which is actually a 7-layer optical glass. Up top is the shutter button and an LED indicator which will flash while recording. On the side is the micro SD card slot, the micro USB port, and the speaker. Underneath we have the battery door and what looks to be the mic to record audio. Finally, on the back we have the LCD touch display to access the different video and photo options. Now, this tiny camera boasts the ability to shoot true 4K video at 30 frames per second with HDR, and that in itself is pretty impressive for a camera that's under $100. But it can also shoot 1080p video at 60 frames per second, slow motion videos, time lapses, videos in a loop, which I'll talk about in a little bit, and it also has a bunch of photo options, all accessed using the touchscreen menu on the back. On top of that, each shooting option is loaded with customizations such as white balance, ISO, sharpness, brightness, and even lens distortion correction. Obviously, for the average user, you can just leave all of these options on auto, but it's really cool to see that again in such a cost-friendly action camera. With that being said, let's take this little camera out and see how it performs. Alright, so I'm outside now. I'm gonna test out this. There's a lot of background sound, so you'll get an audio test as well as video test. This is like vlog style, so you're seeing everything in my background. Quality, right now we're in 4K, 30 frames per second. So now we're inside this place, so you can kind of hear sound. There's music playing, I'm talking. Again, we're in 4K.
Maybe I didn't have the flash on.
So as you just saw, the video with the Seabird is pretty crisp. However, I was a little bit disappointed with the slow motion footage quality. As you can see on screen, it's sort of grainy. Personally, it's not going to be a big deal as my main use for this camera isn't going to be slow motion, but if you are planning to use it for this, keep that in mind. In terms of specs, this little camera is packing a Sony 13 megapixel sensor with an f2.6 aperture and a 155-degree viewing angle. The battery life, however, was good. They state that you can expect 90 minutes of continuous 4K video recording. This varies depending on how frequently you activate the display and how bright you have it set. Additionally, this camera supports charge recording, so if you plan to mount it and have a power source, you can record as you're charging. The touchscreen works fairly well for its size. Tapping on the screen brings up the menu where you can choose photo, video, your album, and the settings. Tap video, for example, you can select the type of video you want to shoot and the resolution. You can customize the quality of the video sections, such as changing the white balance and ISO. Lastly, there are settings for each option. For example, the LDS, which will help you reduce distortion while filming. One option that might get overlooked is the loop video, and this is a really cool feature, especially if you want to use the Seabird as a dash cam in your car. What it does is continuously record. It's going to start to overwrite the previous footage, which is exactly what you want. This way you don't have to format cards, switch them out when you run out of memory. The button in the front was surprisingly very useful. With a simple click, you can switch between video and photo modes on the go, and I found myself using this quite a bit. Now, the Seabird also comes with an application which ties everything together really nicely. It works with both iOS and Android. Simply turn on the Wi-Fi settings in the camera and connect your phone to the Seabird Wi-Fi network. The app can then be used as a remote screen, which, as you can see, works really well with virtually no lag while moving the camera around. You can also quickly configure and customize the video or photo options you want to shoot with and see the current settings at the bottom. Towards the left side of the bottom, this is where these settings are located, and this is where you can update the firmware. I strongly recommend checking this right away before you start using the camera and updating to the latest release if you're not currently on it. Moving back to the main screen, you have the album where you can view your photos and videos from your camera, from your phone, and the Me section where you can set up your account. So all in all, for under $100, you're getting a 4K camera with HDR and a ton of features. And just like most action cameras, you have waterproof cases, floating rods, and a whole bunch of accessories that go along with it. Once again, the link is in the description if you want to check out the Indiegogo campaign and pick one of these up for yourself. Anyway, that is it for the review. Let me know in the comment box below what GoPro alternative camera you are currently using. And also let me know what you think of the Seabird right here and if you think this is a great alternative to the GoPro. If you have any questions, feel free to ask in the comments below. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and click that bell icon to be notified when I post new videos. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.